Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Tina Campbell of Mary, man, she's getting dragged right about now. There is a resurfaced video of her on the reel talking about her support for Donald Trump, your president. Yeah, fam, she says that she voted for Donald Trump because her values, his policies aligned with her Christian values. Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking to myself, what kind of Christian values does she have that aligns with his policies? Because Donald Trump ain't got a Christian bone in his body. Everybody knows that. Hell, Donald Trump knows that. But Donald Trump also knows that you can play on Christians' religion. He knows that, well, some of y'all, many of y'all, he can play on your emotions, right? And get what he wants. All you got to do is just show up in church. For some people, you just show up and take some pictures, and that'd be enough for them to vote for you. So Trump knows that, just like most politicians. Most politicians, they make sure they go to the church, especially if they want the black vote. They go to the church, do a little waving, say a few words, and boom, it don't take long to get so much out of it, you know? You get a whole lot, a bang for your buck when you go to the church. Because, you know, you're dealing with people who are raised to forgive. They're taught every day, they're coached, they're trained to forgive. No matter what you do, they're going to forgive you. So, but it's just the blacks, though. Blacks only do that. White people don't do that. White people, they don't forgive like that. I only seen in my lifetime one white family who asked for revenge, who said, who gave forgiveness, like once. I only seen it one time where a white person got on television after their loved one was harmed, and they said, "I forgive you," to the guy who did it. And the guy was a black dude. It blew my mind. It's absolutely, because normally it's black folks who be forgiven before the perpetrators even identified. I mean, you know, it's like soon as it happens, it's like while the person killing their loved one, they say, "I forgive you, I forgive you. I forgive you." They be quick to forgive. I mean, quick, trigger quick to forgive. But anyway, fam, back to Tina. Tina got people on her head right now, man. They are on her head, Christian or not. They are on her head right now for this new revelation for a lot of people, because a lot of people didn't see this video, her appearance on the reel. I think it's at least 9 years old, because the article I saw was 2017. So it's at least 9 years old. Her going on the reel and talking about how she voted for Donald Trump, your president, and she don't care what people think about it. Next, she was being interviewed. She was like, "Yeah, I don't care. I don't, like, I'm not concerned. I'm not worried." Something to that effect. She said about what people think. I thought that she was extremely dismissive of people who have been hurt by Donald Trump's policies. Much of her fan base have been hurt, have been harmed by Donald Trump's policies. So I don't understand how she could be that dismissive to the people who put food on her table. You know, because if it was not for black people, let's call it a strike and a ball, a ball. Black people supported her first. In fact, we support almost every black celebrity, every black artist who's ever made it big was first supported by the black community. But what happens is sometimes when these black artists, you know, once they rise and they cross over, they tend to try to be dismissive of the Black community. They don't care what Black people think. They just, they be on some, oh, I thought racism was over. They be on that type of time. So she was extremely dismissive. Like, yeah, next, I don't care what they think. Da 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 da. I get it. You vote for somebody who you think. I can get voting for somebody who you think policies align with yours, right? They got some policies. I can see, because everybody got that thing that makes them say, you know what, I'm not voting for these guys. I'm going on any side but that side, right? And I'm like that with the Republican side. Like, I'm like that when it comes to Republicans. Like, I'm not a fan of the Democrats, but I'm just like that when it comes to Republicans. It's like anybody but Republicans. There have been about twice in my life that I voted for a Republican, and none recently. I voted for a Republican mayoral candidate in Houston a few years back. I think about 12 years or something like that back. But yeah, typically, I'm not voting for a party that makes the KKK comfortable. You got the Proud Boys, KKK, neo-Nazis, and all these type of people. They're comfortable in the Republican Party. And the Republican Party don't do nothing to try to distance itself from that party, which means that they're cool with their ideologies, right? So I just can't get down with that. So for me, that's my hang up. That's my biggest hang up with that party. The outright racist attitudes that they have towards me and my people. Like, leave it up to them. We don't even exist. We don't even matter. So what would make me think that they would have policies, or create initiatives to benefit me? It makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. So anyway, fam. And then when it comes to Democrats, they're kind of very much the same. It's just that they don't make KKK comfortable. You know what I'm saying? KKK, neo-Nazis and all of that stuff, they're not comfortable within that party. So that's why they're over on the Republican side. But in any event, it's like Killer Mike said, I'm not about to argue about which party has the best slave owner. You did. In any event, Tina, she has people on her head right now, and yeah, they're not letting up on her. A lot of people, I've read some comments, and they've said that she has always had a nasty attitude. I didn't know that about her. They say a lot of people, I'm talking about comment after comment after comment, they say, yeah, she's the mean-spirited one. She's the bad seed, and the sister is the good one. And her sister seems sweet and thoughtful, but she has always had a bad attitude. So, and I looked at that. I thought that when I first saw the video, I didn't really look at the date. I just looked at, the video that I came across was from the last 24 hours, but I found out later that video was actually from at least 2017, right? And I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna age well. And that is going to come back to haunt her. No matter how tough she try to behave, how much she want to stand on it, it's going to come back to bite her. Just like when the baby made those comments they called those comments homophobic. I didn't think the comments were homophobic, but he said something to the fact that, if fellas, if you ain't sucking such D, in the parking lot or something like that, he said, wave your hand, raise your hand, or say ho, or something like that, or whatever. And they called it homophobic, and they forced him to apologize. And initially he was defiant. It's he was like, yeah, I'm this, that, whatever. He stood on it. And then he started losing shows, and it started messing with his money. So then he came back and he humbled himself. He was a little bit more tempered with his response. So I think that if you're going to say something, stand on it. I'll respect it better if you just stand on it. And I don't respect apologies, actually, unless it's sincere. So I would not apologize. If I said something and I stood on that and I really believed it, I'm not apologizing. I don't care if it hurt. I don't care if it cost me some money. All money ain't good money. So I don't care if it cost me money or not. Like, let's say I lose $1 million. Okay. I'm gonna survive. Let's say it cost me $1 million. It's okay, I'm gonna survive. I know how to get money. I can get another $1 million from somewhere else legally with all my integrity intact, all my manhood intact. I can get that money, man. So I'm not tripping like that. But yeah, they were on Tina Campbell's head. There's so many people. I was surprised to see that many people saying that she had a bad attitude. I didn't know. I'd never really followed them. I know that their first album was I think it was their first album. It was the album that came out like in early 2000. It was dope, front to back. Every single song was slapping. I'm talking about fire. So I know that record, I know that album, but the women personally and their personalities, I didn't know anything about them. But I've been reading a lot lately in these comments, and they've been ripping her up in the comments. But yeah, even talking about how she's saying that his policies align with her Christian values. So his policies, but what about the person? This dude is in over 1,000 files and the biggest SA scandal in the history of the United States. He's right there. He's the dude that say, grab him by the PUSS. You know what? He's the same one. He's the same guy who has been found liable for millions of dollars in a SA case that a woman filed on him. The dude is, just the list of crimes and inappropriate behavior and unethical behavior is so long, it makes one wonder, what type of God does Tina serve? What type of values does she have? What kind of Christianity is she studying? Well, what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.